We are now having our Planning Commission meeting starting right now. What's today's date? The 13th, February 13th. I better not forget. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. This meeting is now called to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, let's have roll call.
Chair Kevin Rooney.
Present.
Vice Chair Mario Maciel Jr.
Here.
Commissioner Edwin Borcas.
Here.
Commissioner Edith Flores. Commissioner Christopher Sine.
Present.
Motion to excuse Commissioner Edith.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, she is excused. All right. Next is public communications. Anyone wishing to speak on anything that's not on the agenda, you can come up. You have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and residence. Seeing no interest, public communication is now closed. Next is the cassette calendar.
Chair, I move to approve action minutes from January 23rd, 2019.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right. Next, I believe, is it Ron that's going to be doing it? Or?
So planning technician Melissa Chipris will be doing the presentation.
All right.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience. So we'll go ahead and start. The request before you is a request for consideration of conditional use permit CP 877. CP 877 is to allow the expansion of on-sale service of alcohol in conjunction with the expansion of an existing restaurant. This is an aerial view of the property. The project site is located in the C2 General Commercial Zone. The Ramona Town Center is located on the south intersection of Ramona Boulevard and Francisquito Avenue. The site contains street frontage along Francisquito Avenue, Cosby Avenue, and Clio Street, with a lot area of approximately 2.4 acres. The applicant currently operates a full-service restaurant known as Tony's Restaurant within the Ramona Town Center. While with the two current units functioning as a single restaurant space, Unit 16 is the kitchen area and Unit 17 is where guest seating is located. The applicant is requesting of a conditional use permit to allow the expansion of on-sale service of alcohol in conjunction with the expansion of an existing restaurant. Also, I do apologize. I know the staff report says that the applicant is going to increase storage for the restaurant, but it's actually going to be an increase at the dining area for the restaurant. And then this is their new floor plan continued, so you can see that area 15 is for storage and 16 is going to be seating as well. Parking, according to the City of Baldwin Park zoning code, the parking requirement for a restaurant is 1 space for every 100 square feet per building area. The applicant's restaurant area is 1,103 square feet, yielding a required 11 parking spaces for the restaurant. The center provides 160 parking spaces, which supports all of the tenants, including the expansion of the restaurant. Therefore, parking in the commercial center will not be a concern in the operation of the facility. Staff is recommending approval of CP 877 for the expansion of on-sale service of alcohol in conjunction with the expansion of an existing restaurant. as it will not bring any negative impacts to the Ramona Town Center, and it provides a complimentary service to the surrounding area. Findings have been made by staff, and staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving the conditional use permit.
Just for the record, the census tract allows 4 permits. Is that correct?
Does the what? I'm sorry.
The census tract.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and there are only 2 now.
Yes, there are currently only 2.
So there's no undue concentration.
Also, commissioners, I'd like to add that the applicant is also present for any questions of the commission.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any questions from the commissioners? No? All right. If anyone would like to speak, we will open to public hearing right now for this. And you got 3 minutes. Please state your name and address. You're all good? All right. Seeing no interest in it, do we have a motion to pass?
I just have one quick question. This is the center we're talking about here is the one located where Pizza Loca is right next door, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Who's the other 2 that have actually license for?
It's called El Espino is the other restaurant, and then Tony's restaurant. It's just those 2 currently.
Oh.
Yes.
Is Tony's the one that had clothing in the front lobby too, or was that another store? I remember there's one around there. They had clothing in front, and then they served food. Is that you guys? That might have been another store. No, that was another one? I remember it was over there because I found it weird when I went in to get something to eat. But, all right. Well, thank you very much.
I think I've seen Tony's there. It's right next door to Pizza Loca, no?
Yeah.
I've seen that one. And then I've seen the Salvadorian restaurant
El Espino,
right
yeah.
next to the acupuncture.
Yeah.
But it also looks like there's another restaurant in that same exact shopping center, San Julian, Jalisco. Does that ring a bell? So,
I believe it's the same one. It changed names, correct? That was the previous one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the same restaurant location, it's just a different owner previously.
And there's been no issues with the other restaurants that serve alcohol?
So then, Mike, I guess my question, is Tony's currently located in Unit 17? So if Unit 17 currently has an existing alcoholic beverage permit, does this permit have to be before us?
Yes. So the reason for that is because Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control and under our municipal code requires that when you have an expansion to an existing restaurant, they do have an existing conditional use permit, but because they're increasing the floor area of the restaurant, they also have to get approval because it's an expansion of the existing CUP.
Got it.
Yeah.
So are they moving into a separate tier of alcohol license?
No, it's the same alcohol license. It's just an expansion because they're expanding essentially.
Got it. Cool.
What's the capacity of this restaurant?
I believe it was. Yeah. It's currently at 45, and they're going to go up to 72. Yeah, 75. They're going to increase to 75.
And it'll be a beer and wine license or a full bar?
Beer and wine.
Beer and wine.
Yeah, beer and wine.
So I guess the point to make is that we're not, the point of this conditional use permit is not related to the alcohol, it's related to the expansion of the facility.
It's related to the alcohol. So when you have an expansion, so the existing CUP that was approved allowed for a certain square footage at the time.
I see.
So this CUP now has to reflect the new square footage. So this conditional use permit will essentially trump the previous CUP.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are there any more questions? Is there a motion to pass?
A motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Next on the docket.
So next, we have the request before you is a request for consideration of a modification to conditional use permit CP 867. The modification is to allow an adult daycare facility to increase the number of clients served and the number of employees within an existing 14,333 square foot tenant space located in the northeast corner of the Gateway Commercial Center. The project site is located in the C2 General Commercial Zone. The Gateway Center is located on the southeast corner of Puente Avenue and Francisquito Avenue. The Gateway Commercial Center is located on the south. The shopping center includes inline tenant spaces in an L formation and several pad buildings. The proposed adult daycare is located in the corner of the L. The Planning Commission approved CP 876 on December 12, 2018 to allow an adult daycare facility within an existing 14,333 square foot tenant space that would serve a maximum of 75 clients and maintain a maximum of 11 employees. But on January 10th, 2019, the applicant submitted a request to modify that conditional use permit to increase the number of clients by 181. So they were approved for 75, but they want to modify it to 256 clients, and employees, they're approved for 11, but they want 25 now. And also they are modifying their hours of operation. They were approved for Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the modification is requesting for Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The interior of the tenant space will still include a multi-purpose hall, offices, activity rooms, a pantry, an exercise room, a quiet room, and restrooms. Additionally, the facility will be providing transportation as needed for clients, and clients will be dropped off and picked up within the parking lot of the facility. The parking requirement for the adult daycare center is 1 space per employee and 1 space per 8 adults and 1 space per facility vehicle. The previous required amount of parking per the Baldwin Park Municipal Code was 24 spaces, but with the increase in clients and employees, the required amount of parking is 52 spaces. The center provides 256 spaces, therefore the site provides a parking surplus of 5 spaces. Staff is recommending approval of the modification for the adult daycare center, generally having limited impact on neighboring uses and provide a much needed service. These types of centers are low intensity use based on the number of employees and the fact that participants will be transported by vans. Parking impacts would be minimal and limited. Staff believes that the addition of the proposed modification to the adult daycare facility will be a unique and beneficial addition to the Gateway Commercial Center and provide a complementary service to the surrounding area. Findings have been made. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving the conditional use permit.
Also, before conclude there, also like to make note correction to condition CC. It should have read if within 6 months after the date of the approval, CUP 876, all conditions of approval have not been if they have not all been satisfied, CP 876 shall become null and void. So just make that minor change.
They're moving from 11 helpers to 25?
Yes, employees, they are increasing by 14, and in clients, they're increasing by 181.
Okay, so they have 75. And they're going to 256?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, does the square footage allow for that many?
Good question. So before we scheduled this for Planning Commission, staff was brought up the same concern. So we made sure that we checked with the building official to look at occupancy. we scheduled a meeting with their architect and the applicant who's present to discuss, to make sure before we came back with this revision that the facility can handle the number of clients. So in coordination with the building official, it was confirmed that it can handle, it can handle that occupancy.
My next concern will be how many exits do we have in the current building right now that would accommodate in case of an emergency?
So the exiting that would be provided, for what I recall when I remember, is there's exiting towards the back, and then there's going to be exiting towards the front. So essentially, you're provided two exits. The building official did review it. That was one question he did make, and that's one of the requirements that has to be fulfilled in meeting the minimum requirements for exiting.
What is it at right now?
Right now, it's at 2.
Oh, it's only 2?
It's only 2. It's you're looking at the front and the back. Which there's 3 exits. I'm sorry. I guess I consolidated the rear area as 1, but there's 3 exit doors in the back.
May I ask what our building official rated as the maximum occupancy?
No, actually, I apologize for not having that, but this is not the maximum occupancy. Actually, it can hold a larger number at this facility.
Okay, any more questions? All right, well, I guess we'll open it to public communications. Anyone wish to speak on this matter? You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and residence.
My name is Farha Simon Shamtub. I'm the owner of the shopping center. I'm here, first of all, to say thank you very much to the City of Baldwin Park. In 2002, when I came to the City of Baldwin Park for the first time, I was welcomed by the planning department. And after that, since that time, I work with the city very closely, and really our partnership ended to be what today is the Gateway Center. At that time, we had one of the building. Then from that point, every year we purchased one other section. Most probably you're familiar with the shopping center. At that time, it was the worst part of the City of Baldwin Park, and now it is the best part. So we spend a lot of money and effort to make a beautiful landscaping. It is a very friendly, very safe center, and I'm putting not only myself, with my team, all of our time to fix it up and to make it as pretty as possible. And the name of the Gateway Shopping Center came from the city. Actually, the planning department, they gave us this name. They said, since it is gateway to the other 2 cities, so instead of calling it any other name, it's better to call it Gateway Center. I really want to thank you, each of you, and the planning department, building and safety, and economic development. We work very closely with the city, and we are advertising in the Baldwin Park right now, and we got a lot of tenants through our efforts working with the city of Baldwin Park. I was here many years ago, but this is a great opportunity for me to be here. I thank each of you for all of your help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Speak.
Go ahead.
Before you leave the podium, for the record, would you please spell your first and last name?
My name is Simon, S-I-M-O-N. My last name is Shamtub, S-H-A-M-T-U-B.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I just had one more question. How many
please.
restrooms are in there? How many restrooms do you guys have in the facility?
The other good news is we have 6 restaurants over there.
Oh,
and
no, the restrooms in the daycare facility.
It's not up to me. I believe Dr. Chang or the architect can respond
All right.
to that.
Thank you. He's coming up.
Okay. So, Oh, the other thing just I wanted to add is for sure, this daycare center is going to bring a lot more business for the restaurant that we have at the center. And just I find out that daycare centers, they would cater every day. They buy their food or they get their food from close by restaurant, and all the restaurants are looking forward to see how soon the place would be open, that they can increase their sales. So that's another good part of it. Okay.
All right,
Thank you very
thank you.
Hi, I'm the architect.
Hi,
Can I show you the floor plan?
Oh, most
Sure.
definitely.
Your name for the record?
My name is Luke Wang, W-A-N-G.
all right, thank you.
This restroom addition is post last application. This is the addition to the restroom is brand new to this increase.
No, so just to, for clarification, is the floor plan did not change. So the floor plan is the same from what you previously reviewed.
So I guess my question is, last time that, and my fellow commissioners maybe can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember we asked about maximum occupancy and the number, the reason that they chose the number that they did, and it was because that's what they believed was the max that they could kind of work with in that given space. So with no increase of the floor plan, like I don't understand what changed to increase the size.
Yeah.
Other
No,
than adding more tables and chairs.
Commissioner, I do understand I get your question. So as Melissa presented, so in January when the applicant came back, essentially when we're going through the review process initially,
Right.
previous to the first hearing, they had submitted a business operations plan, and so we took that in, we analyzed it, we presented to the Planning Commission. So about a week or two late, a couple of weeks, so in January, the applicant came back and indicated that there was a discrepancy in the business operations plan that they initially provided to us. So what you see before you is what they wanted to originally wanted to present.
Got it.
So that's the difference, and I understand the confusion here.
Got it. Thank you.
Now, my question is there any regulations that say you have to have a certain amount of restrooms per amount of people in a daycare?
I can tell you from conversations with the building official, again, he's not present, but one of the he reviewed the plan. Part of the requirements, if you turn to, let's see here. Sorry, let's see here. So on page 4 of the resolution 1904, you can see the building division requirements. And those are all the requirements that was reviewed under the from the building official with this plan in particular. None of the corrections, none of the conditions that I see here indicate that there needs to be a revision to the bathrooms. So he will be reviewing it for ADA compliance as part of the plan check process. But in discussion with the building official, it did not present any questions with regards to the proposed bathroom size, that it's insufficient.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I know I'm starting to get up there in age. As you get older, You use the restroom a lot more, and the 256 people are a lot more than 75. So, but okay. Any more questions? Oh, there's no one else out there, so I will close public hearing for now. Any more questions from the commissioner before we vote?
My only concern was the exiting. I want to make sure that if we are going to have 256 clients inside this building, that there is sufficient enough exits to accommodate in case of an emergency. I know the parking is not going to be an issue due to the fact that most of these people are bussed in, but an emergency situation will be of concern.
Yes, I understand your concern. Actually, I was just looking at the resolution, page 6 under the building. As far as occupancy, the way that the building officials classified this actually can take up more than 300 people, 300% occupancy for this facility. But as part of the review, exiting is required to be reviewed and approved prior to them giving them a building permit for the tenant improvement within the facility. But I can assure you that the building official will review that and has reviewed this plan for compliance. I can tell you that if there was an issue with exiting, it would have been addressed
Before coming to us.
before it would come to you before you.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any more questions? Seeing none, is there a motion to pass?
I'll motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Congratulations. All right. I believe we have the reports of the officers next. None. Commission staff communication. Is that none also?
I'll take this opportunity now just to give you a heads up. We're gonna have planning commission on the 27th. Just so there will be a hearing. So far, right now, we have one item that will be scheduled.
All right. All right. So is there a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Aye. Everyone say aye. Who's okay? We are adjourned. Third annual land use planning conference.
I heard you guys got defunded.
Yeah.
Or you weren't funded in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. I just actually came back on vacation, so I would feel bad taking